Oh, you're right, guys. What is it today? 25th of March? Yeah, 25th of March. Tomato sowing time for me. Normally about the 27th or the 29th, but I want to get on do something. It's too windy, too cold to go to the plot, so I'm sat in the back garden like an idiot. I don't want to do my tomatoes. It's going to be a bit different, this video, than normal. I'm not going to show you how I'm sowing all my tomatoes. What I'm going to do, I'll do one little punnet with you, and then I'm going to do a slideshow type thing of the, at the moment, 56 varieties I'm growing. Now, they're not all for me, they're mostly for sale, but I'll talk you through them. But first of all, let's get a few in. So I've got my lists as usual, you know me, like to be organised. I've marked some out, some down, as for sale only. I don't want to keep Elsa, Craig, Moneymaker, Marmand, Sun Gold. I like Sun Gold, but there's a lot better. And Tiger Tom and Tigerella, things like that. There are loads of new ones to me this year, and quite a few that I can't pronounce. Balconzaber, Belle Angevine, Blood Moon, and so on and so on. So I'm going to grow, definitely going to grow all the new ones. I'm going to grow and keep all the ones that I know I like that are in my top 10 for each variety or just outside the top 10. And I've just looked down here and there's not a single tomato that's in my bottom top 10, if you know what I mean, the worst ones. So let me just show you what I do as usual. Anyone who follows me knows, oh crikey, it's getting windy, isn't it? Anyone who follows me knows that I love these Jiffy 7 pellets. When I say Jiffy 7 pellets, I mean Jiffy 7 peat pellets. The coir ones are, well, I don't want to swear, put it that way, they are awful. And all I do for these is I use these takeaway containers. These are the things that I put all my foods in, you know, spaghetti bolognese, chilies, stew, bubble and squeaks, all the things that are left over. And spookily, as you can see there, they hold exactly 24 pellets. So that's a row of 6x4. If I've got, and the rain's just started, I don't believe it. If I've got loads of a variety, I'll do them in rows of 6 and label them that way. If I've only got a couple, which I will save to the end and do random numbers on the side of the boxes, you'll see some old ones here with numbers on probably. And what I'll do rows of 4, so I know some of them have only got a few seeds. So what I do, and I normally do this under the tap with the shower head on it, on my kitchen tap, but it's a bit of a mess in there, and even I don't want to be in my kitchen at the moment. It's a bit awful. So I do a bit of warm water. Now, always use warm water. They expand so much quicker. And then what I do, put a weight on top of them, and that keeps them upright. Otherwise, you're fiddly-pokery trying to get them upright all the time. So while they're expanding, I'll just show you a quick few seeds. They are alphabetical, but the first lot have only got a few seeds, so I'm not going to do those. These are Moneymaker. These are one of the ones I am growing to sell, and what I hope to do is sell most of them in the Jiffy 7s, because they fit into large envelope mailers, and I can send them, post them quite cheaply. When you start getting into the realms of plants, then we're talking a lot of money, you know, to post them. Speaking of which, I know it's a bit, you know, a bit whatever, but if anybody wants any tomato plugs when they're growing, you'll see the varieties I'm growing now. Just let me know and I'll put some aside for you, or pre-order them if you like. They are, now I'll tell you now, they're £1 each, the plugs, and I can post 6 for the same postage rate, and I think it's £2, yeah, £2. So £1 each, £2, so £8, £8 for 6. If you want it, well, you know, you heard it here first before they go on Facebook and eBay. So what I do, I just tip the seeds into a little tablet thingy, I suppose you want to call it. Wet the end of the bamboo skewer, pick a seed up, and then put it in the hole. That's it, it's easy as that. I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll move the camera in a minute and show you me doing it. That's like that. These are swelling up nicely underneath, look, they're halfway there already, so a bit more water on those in a minute. I've worked out I need, I think it's 15 trays, or maybe more, So I've got to get the chilies out of the Vitapod upstairs, and these will all be going in. I'm not going to get them all done today. I'll just show you this one here, and then in future I'll do a quick update. So let me bring the camera a bit closer, and you can see me doing this close up, if you like. This is where it all goes wrong, and the wind takes everything away. There we are, that's a bit more clear for you. So I'm going to lick this actually, because it's a bit dry. So I just pick a seed up, and then pop it in the pellet. And this way, I don't have loads of seeds falling on the side where I'm fumbling, you know what I mean? And what I usually do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as I'm doing it. So I've just done 4, 5, 5.5, 6. There we are then. So it's that easy. It really is that easy, guys. I'll do the whole lot, give them a bit more water, and then put them in the Vitapod. And that's 6 Moneymaker done. So the common ones, like Moneymaker, what I do, I tend to sow these a little bit earlier than the rest, because for some reason, the common ones, they seem to sell out. You know, people are a bit, I'm not going to say weird, because that's, you know, but a bit strange sometimes, because, let's get me up here. Yeah, it's a bit strange how people tend to go for things they know rather than try or risk something new. So they'll buy Moneymaker, but they won't buy Santiam Sunrise, for example, which knocks spots off Moneymaker, you know. It's called, and we did a course on this, or this was in a course I did at work. I think I've told you before, it's called the McDonald's syndrome. You go to a strange town, you've got Joe's Diner and you've got McDonald's. Oh, yeah. I've never been to Joe's Diner before. I don't know what the food's like. But I know McDonald's, yeah, Big Macs. Yeah, I'll go and get a Big Mac. And so you stick to what you know rather than try something different. Okay, then here we go with the slideshow. I grouped them into the sizes. So we got cherry, salad, large, beefsteak, plum, etc. I won't talk you through every single tomato, but I'll just mention a few of my favourites. That Sharami, that is fantastic on the show bench. It wins the best trust every time I exhibit it. These 3 came from Robin. They were in a triple pack. We got the pink champagne, as you can see on the screen here, mango apricot, and the chocolate cherry. Yeah, looking forward to growing these. I've got loads and loads of small tomatoes this year. Cherry tomatoes and dwarf plants as well. This is another dwarf one that came this morning, believe it or not. This one's from Ali. She sent a load of seeds over for the gremlins. Thanks ever so much. Another small one, and this is a basket one as well. I've got quite a few basket types this year. I normally just stick with Tumbler or Tumbling Tom. This is a good one, the Gobstopper. That was one of the ones with a wow factor last year. Definitely in my top 10. I had a quick count up before I started doing the slideshow. 59 varieties, oh my word. This is one I grow every year, the Indigo Pear Drops. What a fantastic set of colours. Loy's Baby Tiger, that's one to grow in a pot. It's a tiny little one, about 10 inches tall. On the ones I've not grown before, I've copied the flavour descriptions from the Tinternet, and I tell you what, it's quite surprising how they vary from one supplier to another. One might say it's sweet, another says sharp, another says well balanced. Looking forward to this one. It's a basket one, but it's in 3 different colours. The trouble is, you don't know what colour you're getting until they fruit. The Santiam Sunrise has to be my all-time favourite. Every person I've given one of these to goes wow. And this small pear one was from a set of seeds from the Heritage Seed Library. Such a productive plant. I had loads and loads of fruits from it last year. And this Spanish Dancer was sent over for the gremlins as well. They are so looking forward to growing these. Sun Gold, I do like Sun Gold, but it just splits too much for me. It's in my top 10 because of the taste, but not for the keeping ability. Whereas this one, wow, it's another fantastic one. And that brings us on to the smallish salad-sized tomatoes, about 2 inches, what's that, 50mm across, the ones you find in punnets at the Tesco supermarket. quite a lot of these. These are the ones that tend to be either good or watery. So I'm looking forward to finding some good ones amongst these. And the first one of note here is Britain's Breakfast. Look how productive this plant is. It just goes on forever and ever. One website said this Golden Sunrise was the best tasting tomato ever. We'll find out in a few months' time, eh? This is quite a stable one. Kenilworth King George. Just a normal, round, red tomato with a traditional tomatoey taste. I don't know why this one's called later, because it's a very early variety. Perhaps it should be named earlier, but it doesn't mind cool summers. That's great for us. Moneymaker, everyone loves Moneymaker. The Mongolian Dwarf was a big surprise for me last year. Tiny little plant with salad-sized tomatoes on it, and they were very juicy. I put Pink Boar in the small section. It's a medium-sized tomato, but I haven't got enough to create a medium section. Stonor, a great show tomato. The last time I'll be growing these though, because the seeds are very expensive and I am not exhibiting anymore. I did enjoy my time exhibiting, but with all the new rules like no peat compost, no oasis for vase plants, no brand names on jam jars, so you can't use mason jars for example. Oh well, my days are over. Tigerella, lovely taste this one, in my top 10. And finally, for the salad-sized tomatoes, there's Latava. They were really nice last year. I don't know where I'm going to put all these plants, you know. So on to the larger tomatoes. Some of these larger ones are almost bordering on small beefsteaks, really. I think a lot of it all depends on the growing conditions at the time. I'm looking to find a few more of these larger ones to go in my top 10. I don't have too many, actually. Now this is an interesting one, looking forward to this one, Gunmetal Grey. I hope it tastes as good as it looks. I wonder when the British supermarkets are going to cotton on and start selling the non-red or non-yellow tomatoes. I had a quick search online before doing the slideshow. Sainsbury's, they've got just red tomatoes. Tesco have got red and yellow. Ocado, they do have some coloured tomatoes, but they're always in mixes. It just seems a bit strange to me. And here's a tip for you with tomatoes that are meant to be eaten when they're green. Always pick them when they're slightly firm, al dente. If they go soft, they tend to lose a bit of their flavour. Rose de Burn, this is one of my favourites, grow this every year. Lovely taste. Okay, then on to the plum tomatoes and the ones you make paste with. Put away the Roma VF and try these. Boxer Rebellion. What a fantastic yield and a great taste. Midnight Roma, now they're a little bit like the Roma VF, but they make a very dark sauce if you leave the skins on. Always looking for a new paste tomato, but it will have to be pretty good to knock these off the top spot. San Marzano, they were incredible last year. So productive, and I've still got half a dozen punnets in the freezer from last year. Okay then, the beefsteak tomatoes, and I've grouped the small beefsteaks and the larger beefsteaks together. To me, the ideal beefsteak to go in a burger is a non-juicy one. So once again, I'm looking for a few to go in the top 10. This is always a favourite, the Cœur de Bœuf, the ox heart. Very meaty, almost a paste tomato really. The problem I find with the larger beefsteaks is the yield. You've got one plant and you don't get too many tomatoes off it. But having said that, the flame tomato last year, it was incredible. I grew 2 plants and it just kept giving and giving. And the funny thing is, I didn't grow it as an indeterminate, I just let it ramble over the straw bales. And the beefsteak is one of those classes again, or one of those types of tomato that everyone's got their favourite, and I think the Marmande fits into this group. It's okay. To me though, it's more pretty than tasty. But this one, this has an incredible taste, really good, always in my top 10. It actually tastes like a real tomato, which is a little bit unusual for a beefsteak. What does a real tomato taste like? Well, remember the ones from your childhood really, that's how I'd describe it. This Rubella Green should be interesting. It's a determinate bush dwarf tomato with beefsteak sized fruits. Looking forward to that, especially with its lemony taste. And the vintage wine, another meaty one. I do like a meaty beefsteak. White Lotus, that's always in my top 10. Juicy, so not really good for burgers, but it just tastes fantastic. And I'm not going to pronounce this. 2 seconds while I Google it. And believe it or not, it's pronounced Fredokafee, another dwarf beefsteak. And last but not least, the weird tomatoes. Reese tomate. This is incredible. What a lovely taste. Also called the traveller's tomato because you put it in your pocket and you break off one of the tomatoes from the cluster when you're hungry. And the yellow tulip is here because I've never seen a banana-shaped tomato before. Well, that's me done, guys. This wind is picking up out here now, so I'm getting indoors. If you do want any plug plants, give me a shout. steve@digwellgreenfingers.co.uk. If there's something you fancy now, you can pre-order them. Can't guarantee they'll all germinate, but you know what tomatoes are like, they normally do. Some of them, there's only a few seeds of each, so I'll want to keep one, at least one of the ones I've not grown before. But I think you're free to have anything else you want. Like I said, £1 each, plus postage. Let me know. Take care, catch you on the next video.